No time like the present time.
No present like the time. It's already a long day. What am I talking about?
I know.
Hey,
I mean,
Dave.
how's it going?
Good.
It's
How
the
is
anticipation
everything?
for Livestream. I sweat
Yes.
bullets on registration day. Like everyone else is all excited, trying to get into Western states. I heard Patrick got on the wait list for Western states, which is awesome. And
And did he?
for me, though, I'm just always stressed because I'm just waiting for people to sign up and for the shit not to hit the fan.
Mm-hmm.
How was your day?
Good. I was just traveling around, doing some things over on the western part of the state. Then
Cool.
rushed back to be here. I saw that you gave me some grief, but that's kind of expected.
I don't give anyone any grief. I don't know what you're talking
So,
about.
hey, we have a guest.
Yeah,
I have to tell you
let's
that.
bring them on.
Yeah, in fact, I think we have a few guests. There is
Hey guys.
Will
Hey,
Edge.
Will. How's it going, Will?
Good. How you guys doing?
Fantastic.
And
Hey, Ashley.
we also have Ashley.
Hello.
You might want to turn down the audio because I'm getting a little feedback here.
She's working on it.
Yeah, it's probably the she probably has like Facebook open or the YouTube open, and so
The
on and so forth.
YouTube.
So, yes,
You know
but
you're
she does
old
have
when
to
you say the YouTube.
the YouTubes. It's the tubes. I don't know how the internet comes into my house, but I believe it's through tubes.
The YouTubes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's funny.
So, all
That's
right.
great.
So, Mr. Dave. So,
Yeah.
how many years has this been as like this race that you've talked about?
So let's see. I have my super cool gift that I got when it was 10 years, which was 2024. So this year must have been 11, which means we're now at a dozen for this race.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I passed. Race director passed. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
More
So,
questions here.
a lot of questions. Yeah, you didn't know that this was going to be like an interview.
Yeah,
You know,
I should have studied.
60 minutes style. And that's also showing my age. So, and
60
also,
minutes.
hey, we've got Emily, who is our sad wagon volunteer.
Yeah.
I love your tag.
So,
Need a lift?
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. That'll be a new thing this year that we kind of rolled out with Black Forest with the sad wagon. We should actually start with the sad wagon because if you look at the new website, there are stats that tell you, especially for the 100K, what's the percentage of people who finish. And year after year, it's around 60% on average. So that means most of you are going to, not most of you, a good portion of you are going to need a lift.
40% of you will need a ride.
Yeah.
So you can put your requests in now for what goes on the playlist because we do have a playlist.
Oh, you need to tell them, tell them how the sad wagon works.
So the sad wagon is a marked van that'll drive around, and not on its own. I drive it along with one other.
It's not Tesla.
Yeah, not yet. And we go around to the different aid stations and pick you up if you decide it's too much for you. That's okay. It's okay to say it's too much. It's also okay if you get hurt and you've got to call it for the day. I've got a seat for you. And you can also, if say you get to an aid station that has a cutoff and you're too late, you're going to get a ride back to the start finish line from me.
And what's this playlist that you have?
Oh yeah, well we listen to music the whole time. It's sad songs because you'll either be sad that you had to drop and you didn't get your goal met, or you'll be sad that you tried this thing in the first place. And maybe you just need a minute in the feels and you've got to work through that. So we have some therapeutic sad music. Tears are fine. We do have tissues in the van. Maybe this time around we'll include some candy, some comfort foods. And then of course there's food at the finish line, but sometimes you just need a minute and a cookie. And we will
Yeah.
help. Yeah.
So we even look after our drop runners.
Yeah.
We don't look down if you don't finish.
Mm-mm. We do have a co-pilot who rides along with me, Sean. He sits in the front seat, and yeah, he'll be there too to support, give you encouragement.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Excellent. Will,
My
have you-
favorite is my favorite song is REM. You know, Everybody Hurts. I think that's the highlight of the playlist.
Will, you've done the race a few times, and
Yeah.
now you volunteer.
Yeah, so I've done the race, I think, 4 times. 20 coming up on the 10-year anniversary of that. I think I ran the 50K in 16. DNF'd in 17. My crew was my own sad wagon, and we grabbed some sad people from Brunnerdale come with us. And then 2018 also DNF'd, but at the finish line didn't quite make it. And then I did the 50K one more time. So at some point I think we'll come back. Been dealing with some stuff, so we are having a fun time volunteering, both here at World's End and at Black Forest. So I think you'll find us, me and Rachel and little Lucy at Aid Station 4. So come on out. You know, we hope you have a good time there this year.
Where's Aid Station 4 at?
That is at Race HQ. So that's right across the street from the start finish line.
So a lot of people do make it there. And there are a fair number of people who do not go past Aid Station 4, unfortunately.
There's a few.
Yeah.
It's certainly the toughest cutoff on the 50K. So there's some people that are right up against the cutoff on the 50K, and if they get through there, they're always making it. So that's always a bit fun at the end of our little day there.
Yeah. Well, we're going to spend the next 21 minutes or so going over some race details to hopefully prepare everyone so they don't get cut and they make it to the finish line, because that's what we hope for. I mean, I know that everyone thinks I'm really mean, but Ben is really the mean one here, and he definitely doesn't care if you make it to the finish line, but I do. And so I try to make sorry Ben, had to throw you under the bus. So we're gonna go through a few things here to make sure everyone makes it to the finish line. I guess we should start with one of the big changes we did last year, and we will continue to do so for here on out, is our offsite parking, which went pretty well last year, even though it was extremely rainy and a little tough getting to the start line and feeling comfortable because it was just pouring down rain and miserable. Hopefully next year is not that way. Yeah, so we do have offsite parking. We have grown enough and we're allowing more and more runners in that parking at the state park is no longer feasible. So the new parking is at the Sullivan County Fairgrounds, which is 1 mile away from the start finish line at the state park. And we have a shuttle, 2 school buses that'll be working all day long. Oh no.
Oh no!
What happened?
What do you mean? What
Hold
happened?
on. I got lost here. My screen went blank. I was like, oh no, I can't see anything. uh, can we can we camp at the offsite parking this year? That I don't believe is going to happen, but we do have camping at the state park proper in the campground. There is camping in the cabin area, and there we do have group camping for those who don't need much but need a place to park and sleep. That is also right in the state park, and that'll be for free. You just have to contact us to reserve a spot at the group camping. Other really great locations is in the state forest. There are what did it been, $5, 10, something like that? Or
It's inexpensive, under 20
yeah,
for most
it's
places.
really cheap. Um, and the Little Stock State Forest has lots of space campsites, primitive sites that are really good. That I like being out there, and
It,
you're not
yeah,
far away from the
everything.
start finish.
Yeah, all of those campsites are managed by DCNR, and they have you go through their Reserve America camping registration system. It's pretty easy. It's the camping registration system that they use for all the state parks, all the campgrounds in Pennsylvania. And yeah, I mean, there is like a couple of loops above World's End State Park where there is a campsite maybe every 100 yards, maybe 50 yards, and they go through around this, couple of loops up on top of the mountain, which is maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes from the start.
Yeah.
So it is very, very convenient.
Yep.
And not a lot of people use them, so it's good that we have people that use them and have a place to crash before or after the event.
Yeah. Now at the fairgrounds is actually locked on Friday. They don't have it open until um, Saturday morning when we need it open. And one of the reasons just it's liability for the county to have that open for us to use if someone was using that to camp out at, which we would have to secure other insurance for stuff like that. But there's plenty of camping uh, there, and we'll have group camping if someone's really just needing a spot and they can't find. If you get signed up tonight, I suggest to get yourself a campsite right away. Campsite at the state park, at any of the locations on the new website. It's all been updated with. Well, I'm just going to bring it up now. There is food and lodging page, and there are plenty of things. Pioneer Campgrounds. There's Hotel Du Shore, the Millville Hotel, the Elk Creek Escape. There's plenty of places, but it will fill up if you wait until right before the race. So that's my advice to you. Don't wait. Secure it. And if you get a campsite or something like that, was it $10 to is it $10? $10 if you cancel. So you'd be out $10 if you somehow, needed to make a change and couldn't come. All right. Where to next? Ben, what do you think? Oh, there you go. Oh, look at you fancy with all this technology.
I just had to figure out because you did change the website just today, so
I did.
had to figure out where to go. So
Yeah, the
but
URL's changed.
yeah, here are all the different options for camping that you can utilize. And like Dave said, if you get registered tonight, do that pretty much ASAP.
Yep. And some of a couple of the places I know, like the Hotel Du Shore, they used to be the Hotel Harrington. the owner there, they have the restaurants, and they only have a few rooms, but their restaurant they keep open for people after the race because a lot of people stay there each year, and so they make accommodations for runners. I know a few other places do that too. So it's the places, the businesses around the race, the event, know that runners are going to be there, so they do try to accommodate as much as possible. All right, what do you think we should go to next? We go to the course. Let's see. I'm gonna pull the course up. We got 14 minutes and some change. Everything we're going to talk about for the 100K or for the 50K will go to the 100K also when we start here with the course. So I'm just going to pull the course up. Hold on. There we go. One of the things that we're going to have to do mandatory for runners this upcoming year that we've started and have done for the last few years with the Black Forest race. Oh, give me a second. I can't see my computer screen. There we go.
I'm sharing my screen since I can't
Great.
see yours. So
Yeah.
you tell me where to go.
Just go down.
You tell me where to go, just like you do with the ribbons.
Get down a little further. Right there, right there. Course information. There you go. Beautiful. So we have two different GPS programs that you can look at. There's this one here. That's Footpath. I use Footpath. I really like Footpath quite a bit. A lot of people have their own program that they like. And if you go down a little bit further and it says course, oh, too far. Go back up. Right there, interactive map on the course map. Here's where you're going to find the GPX file. The course is marked with orange ribbon. There's signage. It's marked. It's not like we just make it so people don't have to do any route finding. But the race covers a lot of trails that feel like spaghetti, and there's interconnections that can be easily missed. Run by hopping off the Loyalsock Trail onto the Link Trail could be easy to miss. And one of the things we found that's been really helpful with the Black Forest race is everyone has to carry the course on their phone or their watch or some kind of GPS device. I don't know a runner who doesn't carry their phone or has a watch. And so we're going to require people to carry the course on them. Every year, everyone gets lost, makes a turn. Not really get lost. They miss a turn and they turn around and they get back on course. Not a problem. But one of the things we found is if you just have the map with you and you can just pull it up, you're like, I wonder, am I on the course? And you've had the course downloaded on your phone. You can whip out your phone and spend 1 minute making sure you're on the course versus 10 minutes, 20 minutes, a half hour running down, wasting energy and getting turned around, thinking you're on the right course, going the wrong direction, all that stuff. So there's really no reason why people aren't putting the course on a device that they carry with them. Most watches these days, you can do that. All phones, unless you're in the Stone Age. There might be a person or two in the Stone Age, but for the most part, they have some device they can take with them. So we're going to make sure that people have the course with them. You may run the whole race and never use it. You may run the race and make a wrong turn somewhere, check it once, and you get right back on course and you're not missing, cutoffs because you spent 40 minutes trying to figure out where you are. This also helps if anyone gets in trouble with a medical situation or they get completely turned around and they're out there lost. These things have happened. We've had people with seizures on the trail, and our sweepers found them and made sure they helped them off the trail. But there's all kinds of things that could happen out there, and you being prepared as a runner is going to make the event for you more enjoyable, because you're not going to be worried the entire time. Did I make a wrong turn? Did I screw up? You have a peace of mind because you have it with you. So that's a big thing we're doing this year, is making sure everyone has the course loaded up and ready to go with them. And you can find that GPX file there on UltraPacer. I also recommend using UltraPacer to make a plan. It's really good to get a good sense of where you're going to be at. And especially if you're doing the 100K, you can make sure your crew has a good sense of where you're at and how far off pace you are. And if they have that information from UltraPacer, then you give it to them, and you're 30 minutes behind that, you can easily, as a crew or a pacer, know where they need to be at what time. And it makes that for them as your crew much more enjoyable. And this race is hard enough as it is. Take steps to make it so it's easier for you and more enjoyable for you and your crew. So that's my lecture for tonight. Get that on your phone, get that on your watch, take it with you. I'm a hiker, so people have their spot devices and whatever. They have a whole bunch of different things you can carry with you. And it's easy. Just takes a little time ahead of time to plan it and then execute it. And you're going to need to do it, because this is a hard race. Anything else, Ben, on that?
Well, do we talk about some of the changes that might be going on next year with
Yeah,
registration?
with registration.
Well, with the race itself.
Oh yeah. Well, registration for those, I updated the run sign up to include, you will need to put in your race and the URL of the results, so we can find you when we go check. If you put some random URL and it just goes to like the website for the race and not results that we can search for you, you're going to get an email from us. And we'll be nice about it, but it just makes our job harder to try to find everybody in their results for the 100K people who need a qualifier. If you're a 50K-er, you don't have to have a qualifier, so you're good to go. But to make sure, if you want to get signed up fast tonight and beat everyone out, make sure you have a copy, paste your URL for the results. If you don't get in, get on the wait list. The wait list has plenty of, we go through a large portion of the wait list, because people decide, well, I'm never going to get in, or they take a different race, or yeah, it's just, can we use your Ultra sign up profile? Maybe. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
I think that's, yeah, because it gives you a
yeah,
list of all the races he or she's done, and it makes it pretty simple to just look at the date
yeah,
and go from there. Also, Ultra Running Magazine has the same type of runner profile list. So if you've done a pretty much any timed ultra event, your name will be in their records, as well as ultra sign up, and you can just cut and paste your results from there.
yeah. I don't like to cut and paste people's names and try to find them, because some people go by nicknames and then they don't come up results, and you're trying to figure it out, or people's got the same names, you don't know who's who.
James Smith.
Yeah, James Smith. All right, let's dive into the course here. Some changes for the course. The course itself, we are doing a minor edit to the start this year. Last year, we start in the opposite direction and we take the trail along the creek and then across the bridge. I don't know if you can pull that up. You know how to
Oh,
do that?
well, yeah, well, maybe.
Yeah.
I was looking at, I, like everybody else, was looking at the clock.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I got that up too. This year we've cut out going through the cabin area. For some reason, you're just on the cabin road and you run down the road and up the road, and then you hit butternut, or as I like to call it, bust a nut. Yeah, there we go. Um, so this year we are going to go straight up butternut to do our lollipop on Butternut Trail. This will do one thing for us. It shortens our course a little bit because we lengthen it somewhere else. And it just takes off a little extra running on the road, and people kind of like, oh, where am I supposed to go? It's like, it's just on the road. Just follow the road and go up because you're just going to go up. You're at the bottom, you're at the creek. So everywhere you're going to go is up. Um, yeah. So we're going to go up. It does mean that you're going to have a conga line getting on the Butternut Trail. And that's okay because that just means you don't have to run on the road. You're just going to ease yourself up Butternut to get up onto the loop. So just be prepared. You're going to run, turn, you're going to go right up Butternut, straight up. And conga line's fine because you stand around and you're not running. It's just a little less wear and tear on you. So you'll get spread out soon enough as you start to do the loop. And when you come back down, you'll end up right back where you started there when you entered on to the Butternut Trail. And you'll turn and go up High Rock. Gotta make sure we got 3 minutes left. The course then will stay the same. You're going to climb up to the top and all the way up to the first aid station at High Rock. You can scoop yourself all the way over to
Ah,
whoa,
I'm
where
the
are you
wrong way.
going? There you go. To the second aid station. Yeah, there you go. Iron Bridge. So Iron Bridge, it worked really well last year. We made some modifications there. We kept it closer to the road where you come down off the trail. It worked well. DCNR is really real nice. Allow us to use. There's a little plot of land that's next to a cabin, and I said, yeah, you can go ahead and use that. So we'll keep that. It'll put you right on the course. The aid station's right on the course for 2. Two has changed a little bit over time, but I think it's dialed in now. You'll be right there. That used to be a few years back. It used to be a crude aid station, but it's not. It's too narrow, too tight, not enough room. Let's see. 3, aid station 3. Oh yeah, stop there for a second. Go back to the road.
Hmm?
Yeah, right there. Yeah. You'll hop on the road. There's the first section just before there. Yeah, right there. You come up onto the road, stay on the berm of the road. There will be cones there. Don't run in the road. It's a highway. It's what road is that? 154. 154. I mean, people are driving fast. I mean, that's where the trail is. The trail goes up on the road and it goes back down. But yeah, if you see cones, stay off the road. It's to keep you safe. And yeah, so we have less than a minute now. And the next section is the same thing. You have to cross the road at the bridge, but stay off the road. The road, you have to be a pedestrian and just follow the pedestrian rules. I saw too many times this past couple of years where people just kept running in the middle of the road. It's like, no, the cones are there not for for you to run in the road, it's to keep you safe from getting hit. So there's no one out there directing traffic. Like the trail goes along the edge of the road. Stay off the road. I know it's really nice and smooth, and you've been doing hard stuff up to there. All right,
So, hey,
folks,
yep.
we got 5 seconds. Hey, good luck, everyone. Hit your refresh.
I turned my laptop off so I wouldn't get constant dings.
All
Ding, 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 ding,
right.
ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. I know what I'm doing here. I should turn on this race thing. There's at least one sign up now. There's 10 signups. I don't even know. Oh yeah, we gotta do our thing like we
24.
normally do. So we gotta count how fast it fills up. Does anyone have that data? I feel like I saved it somewhere and I can't find it.
We do. I think was it 3 minutes?
129.
Ashley posted something today. I'm trying to go and separate. 103 for the 100K.
That's really fun. It's only 74 spots left for the 100K, 70 spots. Hey, I think the 100K is going to beat out the 50K this year. 60 spots. Will this be a record?
154.
It's interesting. We've been slowly adding more people to the race every year, but it seems to go faster. All right, we're at 2 minutes.
$179 for the 100K.
Now we just got to make sure the wait list works. I think I set it up right this year. It's always this pain in the ass. 3 spots.
We're just at 200 for the 100K.
So that was 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yikes. Last year, the 50K won out. They got the
And that's unusual. Usually it's the 100K
Yeah.
that sells first. So
Yeah,
I'm
but
not
last
sure
year,
what
man,
happened.
the 50K was ripping last year. Everyone wants to be all right. Let's make sure that the wait list is open. Yeah, it's working. All right, I will no emails that are angry at me that didn't open right away. All right, so what else should we talk about on the course? Oh, yeah. Minor change from last year. Last year we had people running through the start finish line coming back through. And that was fine, except for the 50K runners, the front runners, the first 15 or so are finishing when the back of the pack people are going through. And I anticipated that, but there was a little more confusion than needed. So you're going to stay on the road this year. Oh, there you go. Excellent.
That might be a little bit better.
Yeah, there you go. You're going to stay on Cabin Bridge Road this year when you get back to the state park. That I think will help with the confusion of last year. I thought it'd be easier. You just go back where you came and then go in the opposite direction, but it seemed more confusing for most people than I anticipated.
And
So
there was this dog leg here that caused a little bit of.
Yeah, and the change from last year is because they changed where the Loyalsock Trail was going, and the park reworked things, and so we were just kind of feeling out how to implement things. that was closer to the before the race started, like before the event. So wasn't 100% sure the right course of action. But I think this is the way to go. About 35 more people for the 50K. Hop on in.
So I have a triple crown question.
Yeah.
And I think it's related. It's directed toward me. Can I sign up unsupported while waitlisting supported? Yes, of course. Why not? And I think he's talking about sign up unsupported in the Eastern States 100. So, yeah, you can do that. And I've been telling people, like last year, we went through the entire wait list. So the chances of you I mean, every year is a little different, but we went through the entire wait list for the support, well, both classes. And so your chance of, maybe getting into the race in the division that you want is pretty good. So, yeah.
Sweet. The next spot on that map, you bring that map back up. There you go. Look at that. Even technology. You're going to loop around the edge of that parking lot. And yep, this is where your first crewed aid station is going to be across the road in that little goofy section. Yep, right there in that goofy section. This is where the 50K and the 100K will have crew.
Look, there's the aid station captain there.
Oh, magic.
Magic.
What do you want me to tell him about the aid station there, Dave?
Whatever you want to tell him.
So yeah, so the one thing that you talked about is that we do have runners coming in, 100K runners coming in and finish, while the 50K runners are coming up. But I don't think it was too bad there, to be honest. But that is quite the number of crew come hang out there, just because I think it's the first crewed aid station, so a lot of them will just come right over. I mean, they're waiting there like 3 hours before before their runner will show up, which is quite good. But we did shout out to Anthony Fry. He was a crew, and he ended up helping us volunteering for I think 3.5 hours. He cooked all the food for the runners because we could use some extra hands. So really appreciated that. So shout out to him. Yeah, so it's just a party down there. Pretty tight quarters, so we try to keep it pretty organized. But yeah, I think it's a perfect spot for an aid station. Nice there, shaded in the woods. So hopefully it'll be a little warmer this year.
Yeah, it was a little
than last year. And
it was a little cold and wet.
I think we have multiple little mascots under 2 years old. We're going to be running around, so that's always fun. Come say hi to our kids and get on your way.
Now the crews need to park down at the fairgrounds and get shuttled in, and they'll get dropped off right there in front of the beach house, and they can walk down that sidewalk underneath 154 where the blue line, yep, right there and over. Some people are going to walk across the road, can't stop you, but there is a pedestrian crossing underneath, and that's where the course goes. And so we suggest that crews also utilize that. Just know that the people are running there also. And the bus will drop you right there, and they can take you right back over to your cars. We ask the crews don't park in the parking lot. The park is still open during the event, and it is a popular park. So we like to keep, because we're good stewards of the resources that we use, and we want to try to allow other users into the park. And so we have the shuttle service. It's free for everyone to use. We just need people to park down and get over. There's quite a bit of room. It's tight quarters, but it can stretch pretty far. I think there's plenty of room in the woods, and it's not, you don't have to be directly on the path to service your runner.
I think Will had it managed very, very well. it was kind of like the aid station was kind of up top of a bluff, and the crews were either below it or kind of there's kind of like a natural
Yeah,
amphitheater kind
there's
of.
a natural
So
there's a natural funnel. Yeah, so we had there's like a shelter there, right? So we had all the food right there at the shelter, and I think we had a line, the do not cross line. So we tried to keep the good flow because there were so many people there, right? We couldn't have crews run into the aid station. But there's probably 50 yards of of area for people to set up on both sides of the trail, runners coming in. So it's a cool little tunnel. But yeah, there's plenty of area. And then one final shout out I'll give is that if anyone's looking for volunteer hours or just wants to volunteer, especially if you're got a 50K runner or even a 100K runner, you don't have anything to do for those 4 hours. So we'll always take the help of the aid station. I think we got a few people that straight up volunteered, same reason, right? They had runners coming through. So it's definitely a great place to dip your feet into the volunteering side of things as well, which I think as many of us know is much more fun than running on day of sometimes.
Yeah. Also, I'll point out that Ultra Pacer is a great tool to know about what time you're going to be at that aid station. So let your crews know, give them the information. I'm not going to be here until 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, whatever it is. So your crews don't have to stand just in that space. You are at the state park. You can walk down to the Loyalsock Creek. You can utilize other resources at the park, the visitor center, while you wait. You don't have to stand just in that area. And so I think it's you have the tools there, use them. And so if your crews are showing up and then they're sitting in one spot for 4 hours, it's really not necessary. You
There's
know,
there's plenty of room for folks, and especially folks are going to leave so people can jump in. There's plenty of room for people to set up there
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
If your runner is the second half of the pack, and you're there when the lead runner comes in, that's not necessary. Just because you could try to reserve a spot, you don't have to do that. Mill around, go get breakfast. If you're for the 100K, you're going to be there super early anyhow, dropping off your runner. So go down to Big Mike's. I think they're open pretty early, and get something to eat or go explore some. Just utilize the space and the resources you have, and use the Ultra Pacer, because that is a really helpful tool. All right, so
Are
not
we
too much.
close? Yeah.
We got 14 spots left on the 50K.
You're tempting me, Dave.
Ooh, yeah.
Good thing my
Wanna
wallet's in
do
the
it?
other room. No.
12 spots. Get in while it's good. Let's see. Not a whole lot going on that's different from 4 to 5. The aid station 5 is our Trail Sisters up at Canyon Vista. They've been there for years. Super phenomenal people. They will treat you right. The next aid station is the change that we did last year, and it worked out pretty well. Is Coal Mine Aid Station used to be in the middle of the woods at the 100K, 50K split. We've changed that to make it easier access for our crews to get to, and just less congestion in the woods for the runners. Once you reach World's End Road, don't get on the road. Stay on the little path next to the road and go to the aid station at the parking lot. They'll help you go across the road. Again, these are paved roads, so it's not, we're not out there. They don't have fire police out there directing traffic. So stay off the road, stay in the berm, stay on the trail. After that aid station, you'll get to the 50K, 100K split. And you can tell right there, yep, there'll be signs there in the woods. It says 100K, go straight, 50K, make a right. If you're feeling real adventurous, you should sign up for the 100K. Don't make the mistake and do the 100K on race day, because it's going to be a long day for you. Again, this is one of those things where you feel like, man, am I on the right path? Am I like, why does it say 100K in the middle of the woods? Like, yeah, have the map pulled up on your phone. You're like, oh shit, I'm on the 100K and I'm a 50K runner. I made the wrong turn. Like, easy things to fix. Like, use these tools. How many people usually get off the wait list? How many get off the wait list just depends on how many people get get hurt or just don't prepare and don't want to run anymore. So that varies quite a bit, but we go through the wait list nearly every year. We've gone at least 3/4 of the way deep into the wait list, getting runners to sign up. Just because, again, people decide they're not going to get in, or they do a different race, or they get injured, or they don't train, and their name gets pulled, and they think, no, I can't do the race. So I just encourage people, get on the wait list. Things change. If you decide I don't want to do the race because I haven't trained, you can take your name off the wait list, and just you make other people feel better because the wait list gets smaller. And we have one spot left. Who's the lucky spot going to for the 50K? This might be the longest.
It always boggles my mind what people are just waiting until 6:16 for. I mean, did we not make an alarm, or why are people
I
so
don't
signed?
know.
This is my biggest
I
question.
know. I always get the emails like, oh,
I was
I
at the Apple
missed
store.
it. I missed it. Sorry, because
The
now
event
it's
is
full. Sorry, the event's full now.
My
I got a
favorite
text
is,
last. Go ahead, Ben.
oh, I was going to say, my favorite excuse to this day is a friend of mine said that I was I was at a tire fire at the old strip mine. There was a party and there was no cell service. And
Tell me you're from Central Pennsylvania without telling me you're
yeah,
from
and
Central Pennsylvania.
I rip on her with that every year. In fact, this year was the first year I didn't comment that online, and somebody like made notice, like, "Hey, why aren't you making fun of what's her name?" I'm like, "Yeah." After 8 years, it's kind of I need to move on.
Question: any required equipment? That is a good question, and the answer is no required equipment. I do suggest. I think everyone should do this for any race. Is you just buy on Amazon they're super cheap space blankets. It weighs nothing, and you stick it in your pack. Because if it rains, or it's cool, or it's in the night, and you drop and you get cold, we only have so many space blankets to give to people. If you have one, or if you get injured and you're sitting on the side of the trail and you're cold and it's raining, have a space blanket. I think it's not mandatory, but it's one of those things I think everyone should carry with them. It weighs nothing. It's a couple grams. And just stick it in your pack and be safe. Like, one of the things this race is like we harp on for people is safety. We have AT&T FirstNet. They come in, they bring their emergency mobile assets in, so the staff can use the AT&T FirstNet network, and so our sweepers have communications with us. Aid stations have communications with us. We have our ham radio operators. They're at every aid station. We have the incident management unit for the region comes in, and the local 911 center for the county, they support the race, and the EMS people are there. We have lots of layers of safety. As a runner, you just got to put a little bit in, like carry a space blanket in case you get hurt and you're in the middle of the woods and you're not freezing to death out there. Other than that, not a whole lot. Oh yeah, if you're 100K, make sure you have good batteries. Have good batteries for your headlamp, and then make sure your headlamp is where you're going to be at during the race. The worst part is, and I've seen it, is people have got their cell phones out trying to come down in a Brennerdale in the dark. I mean, it's dumb. Like, your headlamp doesn't weigh that much. Have it in the earlier aid station. You know, you don't have to carry it with you the whole way, but you know,
Well, we've seen it all, and with the batteries, that also goes with your crew or pacers, because there have been times where a pacer would show up, pacing for the runner, and the runner would be like, "Okay, all right, let's go. I don't have a lamp,"
yeah,
or "I'm going to
yeah,
use
seen
my
that.
cell phone." So yeah, make sure you get your crew and pacers set up for the event.
Will, what's been the most amazing issue you've seen out there?
Well, I mean, are you just trying to get me to tell that story, but no, I've seen a lot of stuff. I was thinking at first hand. By the way, there's someone named Emily Walker has signed up, so you might want to have to go walk down to your living room and see if that's from your household. But no, I think so. Yeah, like I've seen like I know the guys up there, Pat and his team up at Fern Rock, run an amazing ship. Like I've seen them hand headlamps and stuff to folks. Don't rely on it. Don't walk up and say, "Hey, Will said you were going to give me a headlamp here," but they'll take care of you. I've seen so many acts of kindness. It's happened to me up at that aid station. People helping me out when I was coming through one year. So, but I think the most famous incident, it was pouring down rain, and Renee Calvert came in, and her shoe looked like a Sesame Street character. It was flopping open like crazy, and we were I think, who was it? Lisa was running to find the shoe, but her car was locked, and next thing I know, someone's got a roll of duct tape, and we duct taped that up, and she was gone. I think she finished with like 10 minutes to spare. And I told her husband Jeff this down at the finish line before she showed up, and he just had the biggest sort of evil smile on his face, like, "Oh, she must be going through it." So that was some of the most fun I've seen up there. That's when we used to hang out up at Fern Rock, sort of near the end of the race.
We do have extra batteries at the aid station. Again, it's not like we carry a ton. So if everyone shows up and decides, "Oh, the race will just give me batteries," you
Yeah,
might be shut
I
up.
shouldn't have said that, but we do try to, and the volunteers bring their own stuff too. Like I've always got spare poles in my truck. Like I'm talking about a Subaru like it's a truck, but yeah, we do try to take really. I think the group of volunteers at this race is the most top notch. I think anywhere we've seen, for those of us that have run around Pennsylvania. The other Pennsylvania is great too, other states, etc. So, what you need, you should be able to find it here, if you need to.
I think I think one of the last two things on the course that I want to talk about is at Jackson Flats.
Is that talking to me?
Yeah, you. So the 50K
well,
now, they're headed home at that split. And so we should do
yeah, I have to
100K
go
people.
to 100K
Oh, you're there.
course.
You're there.
Oh, I was there. I was there. All right.
There you go. Do you know also, if you hit the little footpath icon, it'll bring you to the footpath website with that.
Okay.
You don't need to do that now. All right. So
All right. Yeah. Thanks,
there you go.
Zuckerberg. All right.
Yeah, right here. We made some changes because we had more runners coming in and we needed more space. So we made the change from the High Knob aid station being crude accessible to being down off the ridge, down off the knob to Jackson Flats. And the parking is at the forest maintenance headquarters building. And I already have that done, and it's on the website. You can see the overlays of how the situation is there for the 100K runners only, of course. And hey, Will's gonna leave.
Thank you, guys. Take care.
Love you, Will. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Will.
So the headquarters building there's a bunch of parking. We'll have parking attendants there to get people situated. Then crews will need to walk up to Jackson Flats aid station. It is a gravel road. The runners come down off the mountain and work their way up to the aid station. It's not difficult to get to. It's just 0.35 miles up to get there. And you'll have to walk back down. Really easy. If you're a crew who likes to bring, the whole kitchen sink with you, you may rethink that, or at least have, 2 people with 2 backpacks and whatever. There was only a little bit of pushback last year. They were like, "Oh, I have to walk there." It's like, I don't know. There's lots of races that you have to walk in to the crew. So not a big deal. Don't try to drive up there and park. It's lots of open space for the crews to hang out there. Go ahead and do that. Just walk up. It's really pretty. There's 2 picnic pavilions there right up against Dry Run Creek there, the Dry Run. So yeah, easy. It's right off of 87. Super easy to get to. If you're running, you're going to come down, go up, and then you come back down past the parked cars and hop on Old House, and then work your way up the mountain. It's kind of a mind game here because you are basically at the highest point of the race at High Knob. You come all the way down to the lowest point of the race, which is at the start of Old House. Yep, there to there. And then you work your way up Old House to like the second highest point, or no, third highest point, a little further. A little further. There we go.
Around here.
Yeah, so we make you run all the way back up. Then you have to come back down and then make you climb back up. So yeah, sorry guys. Super pretty though. You're not going to say that. You're going to be like, he's an asshole.
Hands down, that is probably the section of the course that really gets to everybody. That's kind of for most people the lowest point for the race.
That climb out,
that climb,
people.
Yeah,
it is a mental game, and it feels like you should be getting to the top, and it's just drags on, and it's kind of technical and wet. And you come down and you see the beautiful waterfall there at Dry Run, and then you cross to Old Bark, and Old Bark goes through a swamp, and it's an ass kicker. Be warned. But there's an aid station right after Old Bark. You'll get the McCarty there. At the full service aid station. You'll want it.
So hey, I have a
Yeah.
question, and this is my favorite question of the night.
Yeah.
It is there any river or creek crossings in the 50K? And the answer is no. But are your feet going to get wet?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, it used to have to cross there at High Rock, but there's a bridge there now.
Yes.
So you don't have to cross the creek there.
And I think what it is the fact that you're on that high plateau. Drainage is awful, water drainage. So like last year was the infamous mud year. And pretty much people had wet, muddy feet for what, 80% of the course. So it is. So if it's getting your feet,
it's
wet,
not even the mud year.
Yes.
It was the flood year.
It was a flood year. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you worry about your feet getting wet, yes, they will get wet, and they will be wet a lot of the time. It's just the way that the geography is.
It's interesting because you'll hit a wet spot, then it'll be dry for a while, then you hit a wet spot. You mean we take you up Alpine Falls, and you have to cross over Alpine Falls. That's early on, and
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, like you're right up against the waterfall. Like you're right in the thick of it. And sure, you can try to pick your way through it all, but reality is your feet are gonna get wet. And well, that's just the name of the game there. So yeah, your feet will be wet. I I I don't know how much I think it helps changing your socks and shoes with aid stations with drop bags. I find it use. I mean, yeah, your feet are gonna get wet again, but at least changing your socks, I find it useful. Some people don't care. I mean, I've ran Eastern States in that rainy year where it just thunderstormed. I ran the whole race with not a change of shoes or socks. I did 103 miles with wet feet for the most part. I look back and I thought that was dumb. So other people, they're like, whatever, I don't care. So personal preference, but for me, I recommend at least once or twice. If you're doing the 100K, definitely World's End change, and then Brunnerdale, at least in Brunnerdale, because that last, your easiest part of the course has come out after Brunnerdale. So we'll talk about the McCarty down to Brunnerdale. We made a change last year. There's part of the course that overlaps because we abandoned a section of trail that DCNR didn't want us to use the trail anymore, and they rerouted part of the trail to Angel Falls. And so instead of adding an extra 5 miles to everyone's GPS and then calling it 100K, we decided to try to make it a little, keep the same mileage. So there is a mile and a half or so that's doubled. So you head down and, ooh, is that right?
Yeah, the
No,
should be
I
right
need to
there.
update that. I need to update that. It's a lie. That's a lie. That
That's a
map is
lie.
wrong. No, further up.
Right here would be the.
You see where it says McCarty Road,
Yep. Well.
right in the center there? Remember,
Mhm.
we made a last minute change. They come down McCarty Road and then come back up on the trail. That McCarty
Yeah.
Road's not really a road. It's right on the official Ultra Pacer map. I didn't change it on this one. Sorry, guys. Let's see, this is why we talk about it, and I can find any mistakes. That we changed that last year, the last minute.
Mhm.
So that isn't doubled. There's an actual section there you're not doubled up on. Anyhow, you'll work your way down. Just know that there'll be some two-way traffic for about a mile and a half. But at Brunnerdale, once you leave there, you have a long climb out, but your feet should stay pretty dry. There's not much. We removed that really nasty wet section up Ridge Trail, and your feet will be pretty dry after that. I would recommend Brunnerdale have changed shoes and socks. That'll make the last leg much better. Oh, I'm glad I caught that. Yep, in that section there, you'll be on the bridle trail, and it's flat and fast, pretty fast. It's not technical. There used to be Ryan's Trail we used to go up, and Ryan's Trail we called it Ryan's Revenge. It was nasty, just nasty. So that reroute from last year took out a bunch of that nasty stuff. It's much nicer. Brunnerdale, for the crews that are going there, it is a narrow gravel road to that aid station, and you'll be approaching it from 87, which is from that side. And when you leave to go to Fern Rock, you'll just go straight. Everyone needs to go straight, and you'll take you to 42 and the World's End Road. Yeah, there you go. That's straight shot up and over. But it's also one of those, it's kind of a cluster in there just because it's so narrow. Crews are going to have to walk to get to the aid station. They're going to have to park along one way on the road and walk. It's just the way it is. So just be prepared. You'll have to walk. World's End aid station is super nice and convenient, but you'll have to walk. Fern Rock is really nice too because you can be right there. But the other two are not as crew friendly, I guess. At least you have to walk. Anyhow,
But it is later in the race, so the crews are spread out
yeah,
for quite a distance of time. So it isn't that bad.
no, but at the height of it, it's definitely gets congested. It's gotten better over the years. Crews used to park on both sides and block the entire road for some reason. I was baffled by that, but they've gotten better. They know just park on one side because otherwise you'll be stuck. And then you can't go to the next aid station. What else? Fern Rock. Fern Rock is super nice. That's Patrick's aid station. And then you're home free. Then it's the worst is over until you hit the last leg of the race. Oh, do you want to talk about the crisscross there?
Hmm?
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. Yeah. So the 100K, when they come back through, they turn
Whoa.
and go up the power line trail, and then they cut straight across. There are signs there. Again, we've had in the past one or two people, they end up making a wrong turn there, and they're like re-looping through the 100K course, and they start over again. Like they're gonna try to make this, 100 miler for some reason. If you have the course on your phone, which you will have, and you start second guessing, like, I've seen this before. Guess what? You can just pull your phone out or look at your watch, and you'll just have it. You're like, oh, I made a mistake. Let me go back. Let me fix it. Versus, oh, I had a drop because I ran all the way to High Knob again, and then realized I made a mistake, and that's 6 miles ago. So yeah, have that course with you. It's pretty straightforward. The signs are there, but you're delirious at this point. Like you've just run a really hard course, and it'll be dark, and you don't make the best decisions. I don't, and I'm really good at this, but it's hard, and your brain turns to mush, and you do dumb things. So have the tools with you not to do dumb things, so you can finish the race.
I keep
Uh,
thinking of the song from Crisscross, Jump, Jump,
Jump.
Jump, Jump, Jump. I don't know why.
I don't
It
know
just
how people
went
remember
into my name.
crisscross. Crisscross,
Oh,
thank you.
hey, yeah, I was a DJ at the time. That was that.
Oh,
I
are
didn't.
you?
Oh, yeah. That was whenever I was in college.
Nice, nice.
Jump. In fact, there was a time that I got these, like, I was a program director because the program director didn't know how to run a computer. So I was a program director for a couple months, and the record studio gave me a pack of highlighters, Color Me Bad highlighters, for adding that group to the playlist.
Hey, so I'm looking through the list here of people who signed up. I see a couple names I've seen, and I'll give a shout out to a couple. We have returning is Lee Strapello. Where is he at? Lee Strapello is in the 50K. He has won the 50K back in 2019. So he's returning to see what he can muster up. I saw Jess Gockley. She's been running, I don't know how many years now. Jess won the 100K for the women back in the first year in 2015 and in 2016. And she was carrying a baby running. So we have one of our World's End babies with her. Do you see anyone else on there?
I always like to shout out to our Canadian friends. We have 4 participants signed up. There may be a couple people that we know. I'm not drilling down that deep. We have 1, 2, 3. 31 states
Nice.
represented. I'm looking at probably one of the furthest ones is there's an individual from Alaska, Wyoming, Arizona. It's always great to see some of the other coast folks coming to this side of.
Is Emily Walker still in the waiting room?
I believe, yes, she is. There she is.
There you go.
Hi.
What did you find on there?
There's an Emily Walker who's registered. Not me. I like being married to you, and I feel like this race would make me not want to be married to you. I am not registered. But best of luck to the excellently named Emily Walker. We look forward to cheering you on.
She actually.
I will not reserve a seat for her.
She sent me a question a few days ago. So, yeah, I was like, wait, is this Emily? Why is Emily asking me a question?
Fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Emily, you don't get a ride in the van. You have to finish. Okay?
Yeah.
It's required. No room for you.
That's funny. Do you like to entice people to catch rides? Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I consider it motivation, encouragement. I do offer the van. It's usually, if it's a cold day, it's warm, there's music. Why not, right? But some people take that as a no, not you. I'm not taking me out. And that's motivation too.
Talking about being cold or warm, looking at the weather history on the website here, we've had highs with a low of 65 degrees, which was last year. It was a cold one. And we've had highs as high as 91. So it could be a hot day or it could be a cold day. And our lowest low was 47. That was 2 years ago. That was a cold one. I remember that one. I didn't have enough layers for that. Yeah.
I think that's a lie. It felt a lot colder last year than the year before.
Last year it said 50 degrees.
Maybe check the wind chill. I don't know. It was freezing.
It was pretty cold. So I recommend, I also need to tell people the course has its own microclimates. And it may be sunny and beautiful in the state park proper and thunderstorms and cold out on the course. And there's the story about the lightning ball that struck out just above Brunnerdale during the storm. It was beautiful. It was beautiful up at the state park at the finish line, but everyone else was having a hell of a time out in the course. And so you have to be prepared for whatever reason. You know, you can get some great prediction of weather and experience none of that out there on the course, or you can experience everything from super cold to start because you're next to the Woolsaw Creek, next to the cliff, the canyon there, where it holds in the cold air from the morning, and then as soon as you're at the top of the plateau, it's warm and breezy, and then later in the day it's hot and muggy and you just want to go swim, and then thunderstorms on one part of the course. There's a lot that can happen. So I recommend be prepared. Look at the weather. I'm an idiot. I'm the first person to say, yeah, I've done stupid things where I don't look at the weather and I show up to a race and the sun goes down and it's 27 degrees and I'm in a singlet and a pair of shorts, thinking I'm going to run through the night in no extra clothing. So yeah, I've experienced it, and I know I'm an idiot, and you don't make great choices. Don't be like me. Heed my warning. Make sure you have extra clothing and different things available to you in your drop bags. If it's like perfect weather for race day, okay, still throw an extra little long sleeve in there for later in the day. If there's like a chance of rain, yeah, just be prepared. You might get a thunderstorm, or it could be freezing outside at some point. Yeah.
Well, that storm reminds me that this is not a race that you have like you want to like bank your time at the beginning, because toward the end you have no idea what's going to happen. And it is one of those races where, you may be at a point where like, I'm a little tired and this is just I'll just take a break, relax a little bit. No, this is a race that you pretty much have to keep it, at least in third gear, and keep moving forward, because if you start you know being lackadaisical at the early part of the race, it's going to bite you in the ass later on. I've had so many people said that, hey, I was just taking it easy, and all of a sudden I get the Brunerdale. I'm like, oh no, I'm very close to the cutoff. I need to get out of here and get myself going. So yeah, it's a very sneaky race.
Yeah. I mean, and Emily's going to be out there with that sad wagon playing sad music. And I bet she'll tell you, you remember what Ben Mazer said?
Oh, I'll quote him. That's you'll get a he told you so from me. So he told you so.
Yeah. There, I will mention here for the 100K at least, the 50K, you have 12 hours to do the race. You still can't, like, it's going to be hard not to stop at every waterfall and every vista and every cool rock formation and like take pictures. You'll want to, and there's some really cool stuff out there. I mean, there's just stuff everywhere to look at. There's people, I love when people come back and they're like, oh, there's this section. It's like Jurassic Park. The ferns are like so tall. You're like weaving your way through all these big boulders. It's like, yep, I know the section you're talking about. And they're like, oh, we're running right up against the water on the Loyalsaw Creek. And if it's a high water year, you'll have a very narrow spot to get around the boulder and stay like not in the water. If it's a low year, you have a little bit more flexibility, but then the water's a lot lower and it feels farther away and you could fall. But it's a cool section. You're like right over the water. Like hot years, people just jump in the creek and swim for a little bit. Yeah, there's just a lot of cool things on this course. And the thing you'll have to remember is it's still a race, and it's designed to keep you moving, and it's not necessarily to beat other people, it's to beat yourself. It's to beat what you think you're capable of doing. And it's designed to push you to your limit. And if you lose your mental edge and you start the race super hot, you're going to crash and burn. If you try to bank some time, but then you're like, oh, I need to cut, you got to have a plan. You have to have a plan, especially for the 100K. The 50K, it's a little bit more relaxed. The 100K, like you got to get your shit together. The cutoff times here are posted on the website. It's under the course info, and if you go down to aid stations and this aid station planner, it'll have all the cutoffs, and it gives you the cutoff time, the pace from the start, and the pace from the last. The course has progressively tighter and tighter cutoffs. We are more generous at the start, and then you have to get yourself motivated to keep going and stay on pace, because then the course will continuously get a little tighter, a little tighter, a little tighter, a little tighter. And it's designed so we don't cut you off too early, and you can make mistakes earlier on and come back from that. But no, like, you got to keep moving. You got to make good choices all the way through. Do your ultra pacer. Give that to your crew. Have the GPS on your watch or your phone or some device. Like, put yourself so you're not wasting time thinking, oh, did I make a mistake? All those things. Like, prepare yourself. This is a ruthless course that's just so sneaky. It'll just bite you in the ass if you're not looking and take you out.
See what I mean? He told you so too. So now they both told you so. Don't slow down at the end. You'll be getting a ride instead of finishing.
And that's what happened last year as well. I mean, I think we had more people finishing in the golden hour than any race that we ever had. I mean, it was literally a train coming through in those last 60 minutes, and it was something.
Wasn't it like half the runners came in the last 2 hours?
Yeah, it was a ridiculous. I think it was like
And
90 minutes, like more than, yeah.
yeah,
I think it was more than that. It was very high in the last of those folks that finished in the golden hour, half of them were in the last 20 minutes or something like that. Like,
it's on the Facebook post. Hold
yeah,
on.
it was wild.
I
Yeah,
do have
it
to
was
look.
ridiculous.
I think somebody at Fern Rock must have said, "Hey, they told you, get moving." I don't know, but yeah, they told you so.
Post from me. Yeah, here we go. Half of all finishers of the 100K finished in the last hour of the race. Half of the finishers in the last 1 hour of the race. And 26 of those finished within the last 20 minutes. So 26% of the half finished in the last 20 minutes. I remember standing there, and it was like one, just nonstop. Yeah, it was nuts, but it was cool to see. People really pushed the finish. They had grit and determination to get there. Yeah, be that person. Be prepared. Be ready to slog it out. I think it was like 2 years ago. There was a person who, a friend of Will's, who I saw coming down where the 50K, 100K split was, and they're coming down and they were walking. And I looked at him and I said, "How you doing?" And he's like, "I'm all right." I was like, "I'm really tired, but that's okay. I have enough time to like get in." I was like, "Your brain's mush. If you don't start running now, you will not finish. You will finish after midnight." And he goes, "Really?" And I said, "Yes. Like, there's no walking from here on out. You must run." And he ran the whole way. He ran the whole way and barely finished. He had like 5 minutes left. And I remember when he finished, he's like in tears, bawling on my shoulder because he was so happy. And he's like, "I don't know what I was thinking that I had so much time left." I was like, "I don't know, but you were walking and you were skin of your teeth getting to the finish line." So I do care about you out there, people. I will tell you that you're you're on the cusp of not finishing.
And
Yeah.
if you're at the last aid station, well, halfway between the last aid station and the finish, and you're not going to make cutoff, don't just give up and decide to take a nap on the trail. because that will that will make us really upset, and we will call emergency crews and
Try to find you.
try to find. So make it to the finish, and make sure you go to the finish line and say that you finished, and not just like walk away and back to your car or anything like that. That'll be
Lush brain.
we will
Lush
not
brain.
we will not invite you back if that happens. So
I didn't invite anyone this time. So I just see a lot of return runners on that list there. Some I haven't seen for a while, but they've been volunteering last couple of years. I saw Don Eastley. He's running again this year. He's been volunteering. If you've run before and if you're taking a year off, I'd highly recommend signing up, volunteer. A fun time to spend the day out in the woods. So we're in the last, I'd say, 4 minutes. Take us to the hour and a half. Wonder if there's any more questions. I'm not going to answer them. I'm going to talk what I want to talk about. What do you want to talk about?
we always let
you
you.
have any questions,
always-
Emily?
Do I have any questions? So for the race directors on now, what is your favorite memory of a past World's End? Number one favorite memory.
I think for me, the one that's kind of stood the test of time has been, there's two of them. There's two. Misty Trowbridge, her finish within do you remember less than 20 seconds, 10 seconds of the finish line cutoff for the 100K?
It was one of those I'm not crying, you're crying. We're all everybody was so emotional to see her finish, and she's a very prolific and kind of famous individual in central Pennsylvania trail running. So to see her finish was that was one of the best moments.
Yeah, that was a super cool moment. That just lives in my mind. One that's way farther back. I have one that's more recent too. One real far back was the very first year when Jeff and I decided to put this race on, and it was just supposed to be a little fun thing that we were doing, and then it exploded. We were marking the course. It's 1 a.m. 1 a.m. race morning. The race starts, at 5 a.m. for the 100K. It's 1 a.m. Jeff rolls off the trail. He was marking the trail at 1 a.m. Comes rolling down off. He goes, I finished, except for the one spot. Someone's got to drive out. And I was like, holy cow. Like, I hope we don't kill people out here, because I don't want to be responsible for their deaths. But I just remembered Jeff and I just standing there. And I was like, Jeff, I wondered if you died out there, because I hadn't seen you in the last several hours. And that sticks in my mind. It was supposed to be a fun run, and it's turned into its own little life of its own. I think the other recent thing has been when Jane Cohn, and she's our oldest 50K runner now. She's 70, finished it. I think she's 70. Yeah, just before her 71st birthday. And Diane Graham, she's 65, and she won the 50K a couple years back. At 65, she won the 50K. And super cool. I think it's just super cool. Like, we have a wide variety of people who come and run. Our youngest has been 16 to do the 100K. This is Jacob. And then Tanner was like a couple days older, so he didn't break the record, but he finished it at 16. And I think it's just super cool, the diversity of people who come and race, and the community that surrounds our runners here in Pennsylvania. I think it's just awesome. Sorry, I went more than I should have
I was gonna
said.
say
But
you were supposed to give one, but
I know there's just so
clearly-
many good things.
yeah. You guys should be questioning right now whether or not the race is actually 100K or maybe it's 105K ish because he kind of follows directions. I don't know. I'll answer my own question. My favorite memory is the year that Dave got sick and was not at the finish line for the 100K. Not because Dave was sick, I was worried about him. But it was the year when, like, every time I turned, I was at the finish line helping with food, and every time we like turned one way or the other, people were passing out, and it was just like immediate. People were dropping like flies. It was wild, and Dave's sick, and so nowhere to be found. And yeah, that was a special year. No one was permanently damaged, but it was a special year. And it was especially strange because then, of course, the next day, Dave was feeling better, but didn't remember anything because he had missed it all, having been so sick. But thankfully, didn't pass it on to a bunch of runners. So that was good.
And we were cleaning up. And how was it? We were like dead tired. And Dave shows up. Hey, was there a race here?
Like he had slept all day the day before, and we all had like 4 hours of sleep, and it was cold, and he had my sleeping bag, and I didn't have one, and so then I was freezing. But the coffee is great if you're there to help clean up in the morning. Basin's coffee in the morning, and when you haven't slept is pretty clutch. So recommend.
Yeah. Oh,
Good time.
you want to mute yourself there?
Yeah.
Thanks. She's jumping off. She's jumped off. All right. We're at our hour and a half mark, so I think we're gonna wrap her up. So hopefully we got most of the questions that people asked. Oh, there was
Yeah.
one question. I think I answered it, but explicitly the cliffside running along the water. That is the section right before you get back to World's End. And it's not super dangerous. I got injured there once, but that's just me. But you guys should be
It's a
fine.
ledge,
Yeah, it's a ledge.
a drop off.
Just don't fall off.
It's,
If you fall off, you're in
yeah.
the water. Not a big deal. The first year when we ran the course the wrong way, the opposite direction, which was the
Wrong
wrong
way.
choice. I call it the wrong way because there's the waterfall, road falls with the ladder, and in the dark they had the 100K had to go down the ladder in the dark. That was super sketchy, and it was foggy. Yeah, we made changes. So all good though. All right, Ben.
Mhm.
It's good talking to you.
Yep.
And
Hey,
I'll fix that.
Okay, there's my.
What?
So
Was it waving
yeah,
or something?
all right. No. I waved, and I was waving so fast I couldn't see my hand, and I thought
Got
it
you,
was like
Trick.
in movie Back to the Future where Marty looks at his brother on a Polaroid and his arm's gone and he starts disappearing because he changed the time. Anyways, I will talk to you later.
Oh.
Oh.
There's one last thing before I go. If anyone's still watching or someone watches this later, we've had a high profile runner who hasn't finished the race. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I know who you're talking about, but
Yeah.
did he sign up?
No, I didn't see him
Oh.
sign up. Andy Jones
Okay.
Wilkins, AJW.
Yes. Mhm.
AJ, if you're watching, we still hold your only DNF of your whole career, and you have not come back to redeem yourself. I'm just going to put that out there into the internet.
Yes.
We love to have you back to torture you some more,
Yes.
but
the trip earn a spot on the Trail of Fame.
and you might have to ride with Emily in the Saddlewagon again. Cool.
All right, Dave. This
All
was
right.
great. And yeah, I will see you soon. And everybody else, hey, we will see you come June.
Yeah, congratulations to everyone who's got signed up. Ciao.
All right. Ciao.